Okay, it's a little workout on a Sunday morning in December. It's chilly. It's chilly out there. I've had a pretty stressful couple of weeks and kind of getting back into practice here, so I might be a little rusty. And just in case you feel a little rusty, you'll feel right at home. So here's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start here in my Glückschwein stance. Just going to relax a little here. Stand in Ma Bu for a moment or two. Just relax, focus, and concentrate. Now what I want to do today is I want to work on moving in my hips, opening and closing in my hips. So from the Ma Bu, I'm going to bring my hands down. Okay. Now, first thing I'm just going to do a few times is just shift my weight from one side to the other. 2/3 and 1/3. And I want to make sure I'm staying inside the frame. So I'm just going to shift and shift. I'm making sure my tailbone's tucked in, that everything's nice and relaxed. I'm sinking in my hips. My knees are behind my toes. My weight's in the heels. And my feet are flat on the ground. Okay? Do you notice how I'm staying inside the frame? I'm not going out too far. Stay inside the frame and just transfer the weight. It's happening more in the hips than it happens in the knees. Okay. When I'm ready, I'm going to start opening and closing in the gua and turning. So I'm going to close here, open here, and turn and come back and turn and come back. Now this may not look like so much, but it's important for kind of getting used to opening and closing, getting your hip joints moving, so that when the exercise gets a little bit more developed, we're ready to go. Nice Sunday morning here in Bavaria. Little bit of sunshine. It's going to start snowing later, so I wanted to make sure I got this in the morning. Okay, want to get way in there in the hips. This side's closing, this side's opening. This side's closing, this side's opening. Okay. You notice I'm not doing so much in the knees. We don't want that. Open and close in the gua. Okay. So let's do the first exercise, the single hand spiral. I want to start here and lift, come across, spiral down, and sweep. I want to shift my weight and lift up with my dantian, turn with the gua, spiral with the dantian, change the gua, sweep under with the dantian, spiral up. Just like this. And I want to do this about, let's say, 20 times in this direction, and I've already lost track. So we'll call that 5. Now I use my thumb here as a kind of massage point to get in between the hip bone and the pelvis, right in there. And that kind of helps me relax a little deeper. Good. Have you been keeping track of how many times this is? I haven't. I usually do this to a repeating music soundtrack, so I don't have to count. But I can't record and play that, so doing what we can here. Just like this. Let's go 3 more times and switch. Here, and I switch. Now I switch sides, and I'm here, and I'm doing the same thing, just going the other way. Little by little, I feel my hips relaxing as more movement comes into the hips. I'm starting to feel it in my lower back. That's kind of opening up and reminding me, need to move way in there. Spiral up with the dantian. Spiral across, driven by the guas. Dantian spirals under and sink. Sweep under, lift, come across, spiral, and sink. See, I really want to close here, and I use the sartorius muscle here to really close in. At the same time, I use these muscles back here to open that way, like this. And here, that way, this. Where am I? Here. Here. So it's a pretty good workout. You know, if you're sinking down in your hips, low on your legs, you'll be getting a good workout. You'll feel it. Just be careful you don't go forward in your knees. Come back here in your hips. We'll do this a couple more times. Spiral and sink. Sweep. Here. Come across, spiral, sink. I'm going to stop here and reset the camera. We'll be right back for the 2-hand spiral. Whew. Okay, now with 2 hands, let's start here. We come across to the knee, lift, catch, bring it across and spiral, and sink. Sweep under, lift up, catch, bring it across, spiral, and sink. Okay, let's do this about 3 more times here. Completely lost track as usual. Yeah, I can count, right? That's why I use the music. In fact, I'm going to include some natural soundtrack loops in the description so that you can download those, take advantage of those, because personally I find letting some sort of cycling time counter, like a piece of music, is so much more relaxing than trying to count. Sink, across, spiral, and sink. Okay, let's go the other way. Come across, lift, catch, bring it around, spiral, and sink. Sweep, lift, catch, bring it around with a spiral, and sink. Sweep. Lift. You want to really lift with your dantian. And you have to really push here. Lift. Spiral it across and sink. Sweep. Spiral it across. Sink. Okay, how's that? Good? Let's do one more. Let's do this one where we come across. We turn with the dantian spirals one hand down and the other hand up. You change the gauze, shift the weight, and rotate the dantian again. Now you want to really feel like you're going to church. Okay, we can really stretch, get a good stretch here. Get a good stretch here. Keep your arm parallel to your leg. Get a nice stretch. You want to stretch further in here, reach out a little bit more. Just don't lose your stability that way, but you can reach a little bit more. So after 10 or 15 minutes of this, you'll start to feel it in your legs. And that's a very good thing for you. So anytime, a day like this, a quiet Sunday, chilly, before it snows, little Tai Chi Silk Reeling exercise. If you want to see more about how to do this kind of silk reeling exercise and get a little more into the specifics of what you do and how you turn and all of that kind of thing, take a look at this video and I'll explain those things to you. See you next time.